Hello everybody, hope all of you are fine. I have come with another very interesting topic, that is finding the roots of a quadratic equation by factorization method, which is very important uh, in our mathematics. That is, many daily life situations can be converted into quadratic equations. Then we can solve them by using factorization method. We can find out the solution of it. Now, not only in this quadratic equations chapter, this is there. This is helpful in your polynomials chapter. There we will be having quadratic polynomials, quadratic equations chapter. That is purely quadratic equations. We have to find out the roots of it. Even in other different chapters also, wherever quadratic equation comes, you should know how to find roots of that quadratic equation. So this is one of the simple method to find out the roots of the quadratic equation. It is there in 8th, ninth classes only, but now in 10th class it is very useful, very important. Wherever it comes, quadratic equation, you should know how to solve the equation. So now in today's class, we will discuss how to find how to find the roots of a quadratic equation by factorization method. Now let us see what is the general form of a quadratic equation. General form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This is the quadratic equation general form. Generally, there will be three terms in quadratic equation. What are the three terms? First term is ax square, second term bx, third term is c. Then here, in factorization method, what we do, we split the middle term. This bx should be splitted into two terms. Means we will convert these three terms into four terms. We will change this quadratic equation into three terms into four terms. How we change that quadratic equation which is there in three terms into four terms? We split this middle term into two more terms. Now we will discuss how to split that middle term into two terms. So here the procedure what you have to follow. First we will take first term and the second last term. Take the first term and last term. First term is ax square, last term is c. Okay, first we will discuss here general procedure, then we will discuss some example problems also, then you will come to know how to solve it. So first one is ax square and the last one is c. First process what you have to do, first step we have to do, multiply ax square and c both. First term and last term you multiply, then we get a product like this, a into c x square. We get this product, a into c x square, or like this we get a product. After you are getting the product, you have to find out the factors of this product. You have to find the factors of this product such that, for example, I am taking these factors as P and Q. Factors of this product as P and Q. Now, how those, there will be many factors of this product, but one set of factors we have to select such that their product is this a into cx square and their sum is middle term. When you add these two factors, we have to get middle term. When you multiply these two, we have to get acx square again. So to understand this, we will take one problem so that you will understand what is the procedure, what is the process. Now let us understand this procedure by a simple example problem. I am taking one example problem, x square plus 5x plus 6 is a quadratic equation. We have to find the roots of this quadratic equation by factorization method. What I said to do, first I said to multiply first and last terms. When you multiply first term and last term here, first term is x square and the last term is 6. When you multiply these two, we get 6x square. We got 6x square. Once you find 6x square product, I said to find out the factors of it. Factors of 6 x square. Then what are the factors of 6 here? One is 1 into 6 and other is 2 into 3. So what are the factors of 6x square now? 1x, 6x, 2x, 3x. So we have two set of factors, two pairs of factors. So which pair of factor should be taken here is important. So that will be decided based on the middle term. Which pair of factors is giving you sum is a middle term is the appropriate one, correct one. So what 1x and 6x, when you add both, we are getting 7x. But we do not want 7x. Here 7x is not there. So which one? Another one is there 2x and 3x, which is giving you some 5x. So 2x and 3x is the correct pair of factors because their sum is 5x, which is middle term. So we have to split this 5x as 2x and 3x. So how we should write it now? X square as it is plus this 5x should be written as 2x plus 3x plus this 6 as it is. So what I did, this middle term 5x, I split it as 2x and 3x. Okay, when you multiply 2x and 3x, I am getting 6x square, and when I am adding these two, I am getting 5x. So here, this is very important part of the solution. Once you do this, splitting the middle term, we got 4 terms now. Now, in these 4 terms, you have to divide it into 2 parts. First 2 terms is 1 part, second 2 terms is 1 part. Now, in first 2 terms, you have to observe what term is common, which value is common. If you observe in these two, x is common in both. So here x is common, you have to identify common term here. Here also what is common in these two? 3 is common because 6 is 3 into 2. 3 into x, 3 into 2. So 3 is common. So from first to 2 we can take x common. Then what will be left? X square is x into x. 1x I took out. One more x will be there inside the brackets. Here it is 2 into x. We have taken x out. So 2 will be inside. Plus here also what we have? 3 into x, 3 into 2. 3 is common, plus 3 is common. Inside what will be left? X here and here, because it is 3 into 2, already we have taken 3 out. 2 will be left is equal to 0. You can observe one thing here. What? These two are same again. You have to get these two same within the brackets. If you're not getting same, somewhere you went wrong, you have to recheck it again. You have to go back and recheck where you went wrong. So these two are same. Now by this we understand again x plus 2 is common in both. Now what we have to do? X plus 2 we have to take common. If you take x plus 2 common, now what is left here? Here x is left. So within the brackets x plus here 3 is left. X plus 3 is equal to 0. Now once we do this, what it means, x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So from this what we write, because x plus 2 is equal to 0, x should be minus 2, or because x plus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 3. So what are the roots of quadratic equation here? Either minus 2 or minus 3. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. Why? We found the quadratic roots of the quadratic equation by factorization method. This is the procedure. So by solving different quadratic equation, you will be perfect in splitting this middle term into 2 factors. That is important. We will see one more example where this middle term is negative and the product is positive. Middle term is negative and product is positive. I am taking one more problem. Here, when you multiply these two, 1x square into 6, what we got? 6x square again. Same, 6x square like before. But here, the middle term is negative. In this case, what we have to follow? Here also, we have to find out the factors of this. When you find the factors of this, what are the factors of this? One is 1x, another is 6x. Again, 2x, 3x. But observe here, if you take first set of pairs, we get 7x by addition, and the second one is giving 5x. So what? We do not get minus 5x, we are getting plus 5x, but we need minus 5x. So what we need to do, we can take another set here, minus 2x, minus 3x. Once observe here, if you multiply both, minus into minus plus, minus 2x into minus 3x is minus 6x square, and when you add these two, minus 2x and minus 3x, we get minus 5x. So when product is positive, when product is positive, you remember one very important concept. Either two factors will be positive or two factors will be negative. One more set also we can write. One more set what we can write here? Minus 1x, minus 6x also we can write. Why we are not taking minus 5x, minus 1x, minus 6x? Because it gives you minus 7x. We don't want minus 7x. We want minus 5x. So which should be taken? Minus 2x and minus 3x should be taken. So this quadratic equation, in this quadratic equation, middle term should be splitted as x square. What we have to write? First one minus 2x, then minus 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now again, after we are splitting, we got four terms. The first two terms, next two terms. In first two terms, we have x common. In the next two terms, again, we have minus 3 common or 3 common. We'll see. Now here what it is? X common, x into, because x into x is x square. When you take x common, one more x will be left. X minus 2 inside the brackets because we have taken x common. After that here, you remember I told you just now, after you are taking common here, within the brackets, you have to get same x minus 2 again. So to get same x minus 2, what we have to take common here? Minus 3 should be taken common. If you take minus 3 common, what happens here? Minus 3 into x, minus 3x, plus 6 we have. So to get plus, what should be written here? Minus should be written because minus into minus is plus. If you write plus here, what happens? Minus into plus, minus 6x. Do you have minus 6x? No, it is plus 6x. So what should be written here? Minus of 2. So now if you observe again, x minus 2 is common in both. Okay, now x minus 2 if you take common, here x and here minus 3. X minus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So here you may get some of you confused that here plus 6 is plus 6 is there, but after taking minus, you are writing within the brackets. That is why, because you are taking minus out, minus out, minus also you are taking common. This is minus 3 into x, this is minus 3 into 2. That is minus 3 into minus 2. So I am taking minus 3 out. Then what is left inside? Plus x minus 2. That's why it is x minus 2. Hope you understood. Right now, let's see the remaining thing. How to simplify. Now is equal to 0. Now what happens? X minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now we get x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. So one root is what? X is equal to 2 and other root is what? X is equal to 3. So before, in previous example, you can observe factors are both positive. Okay, product is positive, factors are positive, middle term is positive. We got both the roots negative. Both the factors are positive, both the roots are negative. You can observe this. And in this next example, both the factors are negative, both the roots are positive. You have to notice it, you have to observe it. Okay, now next one more example where product is negative. In first two examples we have seen product is positive. Which product? First term, when you multiply first term and last term, the product we got positive. In that case, either two factors should be positive or two factors should be negative. But the next case, when product is negative, what happens? Let's see this. Now I am taking like this: x square minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. This is another example. Here what happens when you multiply these two, the result is minus 6x square, because here plus x square into minus 6, minus 6x square. Here if you see, this product is negative. Here very important point what you have to notice, when product is negative, in two factors, one should be positive, one should be negative, because plus into minus is minus. So here what kind of factors you can take again? 1, 6, 1x, 6x, another one 2x, 3x. But I said one should be positive, one should be negative. So what are the possible cases here? We can take plus 1x minus 6x plus 2x minus 3x, or one more minus 1x plus 6x, or minus 2x plus 3x. Which set is correct? How do we identify? Why we took one positive, one negative? Because product is negative. It is very important. When product is positive, both should be positive or both should be negative. Depends on middle term. If middle term is negative, both the factors will be negative. Both the factors should be taken negative. If middle term is positive, both the factors should be taken positive. That is when product is positive. If product is negative, one of the factors should be negative, one factor should be positive. One should be positive, one should be negative. But which should be positive, which should be negative, again depends on the middle term. Because middle term is negative, the higher factor should be negative. Middle term is negative, higher factor is negative. Middle term is positive, higher factor is positive. Because middle term is negative, so here which set gives you 5? We have to identify first. This will not give you 5 because subtraction of these two will not give you 5. So these two are not the correct ones. Now subtraction of these two will give you 5, but the middle one is negative. We have to take this set of factors, which gives you minus 5x, and when you multiply, minus 6x square. So this quadratic equation should be splitted as x square plus 1x minus 6x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now we have to divide it into again two parts. Now in first two parts you can observe, first two terms you can observe x is common. So it is x plus 1. In the next two terms you have minus 6 common. So if you take minus 6 common, here x, now what comes here? Because in the first one you have x plus 1, next also we have to get x plus 1 only. So because we have taken already minus also common, inside the bracket we get 1 is equal to 0. Now if you multiply, we have to get the same previous result. Once multiply and check it, x into x, x square, x into 1, 1x. Minus 6 into x, minus 6x. Minus into plus, minus, minus 6. If you are not getting the same result again, if you multiply, you went somewhere wrong, you have to check it again. So x plus 1 is common in both. Now we have to take x plus common, x plus 1 common. If you take x plus 1 common, inside the brackets it is x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now what it is? X plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now what? X is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to 6. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. See, one factor negative, one factor positive. Roots also negative, positive, opposite. Because we have taken plus 1x, root is minus 1. Because we have taken minus 6x, root is plus 6. So like this opposite we get. This is one example. Now let us see one more at last. That is, product is negative, but the middle term is positive. Here product is negative, middle term negative. Next one is product is negative, but the middle term is positive. X square plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. So in this case, again when you multiply these two, we get minus 6x square, and the factors are 1x minus 6x, not minus 6x, 1x, 6x, 2x, 3x. Now the middle term is plus 5 and the product is negative. We can't take these two, because when you subtract these two, we do not get 5. Okay, when you subtract these two, we get 5, and the middle term is positive. That's why the smaller one should be negative and the higher one, bigger one should be positive. So like this, we have to take the factors. Now what? We have to split it as x square minus 1x plus 6x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now in the first two terms, we have x common, x minus 1 plus 6 we have to take common. In the next two terms, we will be having again x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now x minus 1 is common again. So x minus 1 we take common. Then here x will be there. Here plus 6 will be there. Is equal to 0. Now x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 6 is equal to 0. So by this what? X is equal to 1 or x is equal to minus 6. These are the roots. So hope you understood you got some idea about the factorization concept, how to split the middle term. We have some complicated problems. In the next coming videos, I will try to upload those complicated problems also. I have seen last year some of the students, they faced problem in algebra, quadratic equations and pair of linear equations, especially how to convert that situation into word problem, a word problem into quadratic equation, and how to solve it. So I will try to make you this concept easy. Okay, now try to watch the videos whatever I upload, subscribe, share, and you send to your friends also, whoever don't know, so they will also come to know how to know the topic. Hope it will help you. Thank you.